Hello everyone. Today I'm here to talk about one of the trades I've taken this week, the only trade that I've taken this week, which has resulted in around $210. And this is where I entered. This is a short trade, and this is where I exited. So let's walk you through all of the steps that I followed to basically formulate this trade and finally execute it. So as always, we follow the three principles: the expectation, the plan, and the confirmation. So we always go to the market with a certain expectation from it. That means you really need to understand what the market is trying to do and what you think the market can do next, right? So that's a hypothesis that you should build and go with certain expectation that this happens, right? This could happen. And if that happens, what are you going to do, right? That's the next step, is when the planning comes, right? So you have an expectation, then you have a plan. But if this expectation were to come true, what is the plan that I have, right? And once I have the plan ready, I wait for a confirmation to just let me know that it's time to enter, and I go with that plan, right? So these are the three ways or three different steps in which we kind of execute a trade from the idea of the trade. So let's start with the weekly. This is what we are talking about, an expectation. We are trying to build an expectation into the market, and this is how we are going to do. So I started looking at this weekly bullish momentum coming in, but kind of getting fizzled out at this point. They tried one more time and failed. So there are like clearly active sellers pretty recently, that we have a very strong sells coming out of this, right? So we have a weakening momentum and a strong sellers at this point in time, and there is some buyers coming who are facing some rejection at this point, right? Or not even rejection, you can say it's a pause, right? There's some decision that is being taken over here. So this made me interesting that in this whole move, I don't want to buy at this point in time. It's too high. So I'm started looking for any intermediate sells that I can take a advantage of, right? So this is where I move to the daily time frame and starts looking at how this whole sell move came, right? So if you look at this whole sell move came in this particular sense, right? After that, it just paused here a bit, but then continuously collapsed at this point, right? So I see that this is a strong sell move that is coming in. So I also look at if there are any significant areas of interest like order blocks, liquidity. So I can see this is all efficient. So this is the only order block that we have in the system. And the prices ideally should react from it, right? The sellers should step at this point in time somehow. So as we see, I started analyzing the trade around this area. So this has already happened. So I know that the prices have reacted or started showing some reaction to it. It's definitely reacting to it. So that becomes a even more stronger area of interest to look at. And therefore, I went deeper into the 4 hour to look at when this buying spree is going to end. It's only an initial reaction, right? The buyers haven't acted yet again, but this we want to see, look at from the 4 hour how that guy is approaching. So we see that strong buyers are approaching this whole problem um, coming from the higher time frame, right? As we see, the prices immediately reversed from here. That was the reaction that we seen initially, and then we see this price just going up, right? So we clearly see that the prices have kind of shifted the structure at this point and started forming lower highs and lower lows, right? So this is the planning stage. This is the expectation that I have. The expectation was set already initially, right? That we want to take trades if the prices react from this one. And we see that the prices reaction is still ongoing. And this is where the planning comes into picture, right? So our expectation was the prices to react from this and formulate a plan on how do you want to participate in that, right? And you actually see it on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, it's confirmed, right? So this is the confirmation that we are looking at, right? There could be more confirmations as of, but this is at least part of the plan that this was supposed to be there for us to enter the particular trade. Nevertheless, this is the overall momentum that I was looking at 4 hour, and I see this latest leg of the selling action, and I was expecting the prices to react from any order blocks in between, right? It's completely efficient. There's a bit of imbalance here, but it's completely efficient market. Even this is also inefficient, so nothing much, no expectation of the market to come here, although there is a possibility because of this liquidity that is sitting above this pivot area. But otherwise, I am expecting the prices to probably react from this. Yeah, so that's the last set of buyers who got completely collapsed, and therefore that becomes an area of interest to me. And I was expecting, probably the prices to come here and show me some sense of rejection, and I'm going in. Okay, and I can see that the price, I was waiting for it on Friday, sorry, on Monday, the prices actually went into it pretty strongly and got a certain reaction from it and started dropping already, right? So I want to see what's happening on the 1 hour, if there is a clear rejection from that or a change of character. So I look at this from the 1 hour time frame. I see this momentum building up on the 1 hour, right? So we have a strong buys going in, some pullbacks, strong buys, some pullbacks, strong buys. This is the first time they're going into this particular order block and started collapsing, right? So this is the confirmation that I have gotten, right? So my plan was to enter, right? So the plan is clear. I have to enter here, and this is giving me a confirmation. So this becomes an entry point for us to find the entry. So I was expecting the prices to either react from here, or in the worst case from here, right? Because this new sell move is what I'm going to trust. So in this particular situation, I was kind of expecting the prices to come here at this point because there were like equal lows, etc. every time. So let's see if that works out. And yeah, stops were a bit above, and ideally I wanted to target these lows. So ideally I wanted to target these lows, but because I see that there is a risk of the overall buy still coming in from the weekly, probably there's a mistake that I could have taken some partial out of it and then let it drive. But yes, so that's a lesson learned from this one. So this is how I've taken an entry, planned an exit at this point. Actually, it's a take profit. It's not an early exit, so I'm good. I've planned for it, but the plan could have been better, right? It if it ever happens that you need to improve something, it should always be about planning, right? It should never be about execution. So your execution should remain the same no matter what. Yeah. So you may get to participate in an opportunity or not. It does not matter. Your execution, it should remain the same. It should only your planning which should improve over time. Thank you.